Alright, this is a tutorial that's going to show you how to unbrick a brick video card. For the purpose, you will need two video cards. An old card like this one is like 11 years old, 8 megabytes. It's a standard PCI, goes in the old legacy slot up there. Nothing special. It does the job. And you'll need a brick video card. Now this one's not bricked yet. I'm going to brick it for you, and then I'm going to unbrick it. This is an alternate method if you don't want to use the DOS version of Windows, create the boot disk, modify your boot order, and flash using DOS. I use this method because I didn't feel like fucking with DOS, and it worked out pretty good for me. The application is going to be similar on just about all the computers, so let's get to it. Alright, so what I did is I went ahead and installed my 6870 back into its PCIe slot, but I left out my old ass 11-year-old or whatever the hell it is Trident Blade 8 megabyte PCI Legacy VGA card. Note that this is VGA, so you'll either need an old monitor or an adapter. Like with mine, as you can see on the back, I have a DVI to VGA connector right there. I don't use this card for gaming, so that's the reason why I'm not so concerned about display performance in terms of peripherals and shit like that. I mainly use this for what's called mining, and if you want to know about that, there will be a link in the description for my mining group. Well, not mine. It's the pool that I associate with. They're actually pretty badass. So where this card would go, it would go right there, right above my 6870 in the old legacy slot right there. So now I'm going to move my computer and show you my screen, and I'll show you some of the things that you need. I'm not going to screen capture anything right now because this is assuming that you've already have a fucked up video card, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. But when it counts, I'll screen cap and I'll show you what programs you need and all that. Alright, so the program I'm going to be using to flash my video card and to acquire the BIOS and all that is going to be the Radeon BIOS editor. Again, it's another Tech Power product, as if the icon in the right side of the program didn't give it away. So now what I'm going to do is, first I used GPU-Z to acquire my BIOS. The links are going to be in the description for all that, so don't worry. The links will be legitimate. You don't have to worry about anything. So now I'm going to select Load BIOS, and I'm going to select the BIOS that I acquired using GPU-Z. I'm going to select Open, and now it's going to load a whole bunch of values. You see shit that popped up on the screen. I'm not in screen cap mode because I don't think you want to have a good view of a detailed tutorial on how to screw up your video card. So later on in the video I will show you in screen cap mode so you can see a lot better how to unscrew up your video card, but for this purpose I actually need to have a camera external because I'm going to BSOD my computer here. Alright, so I'm just going to change some shit that I know will screw it up. We'll go to the additional features and I'll slide that down, or slide that down. Alright, now I'm going to select Save. It's going to save in a folder of your choice, whatever you've designated. It's going to be a completely different ROM file from the original one that you acquired using GPU-Z. Alright, so we're going to select Save. Alright, so now it's saved. We're going to minimize that. Now we're going to use ATI WinFlash to actually inject the BIOS into my video card. So we're going to select Load Image. We're going to go to my desktop, select that folder. Alright, and here is the BIOS, the screwed up BIOS that I'm going to be using. So we're going to select Open, and now we're going to hit Program. Now it's flashing, and then it's going to ask me to restart my computer for the settings to take effect. Alright, your VBIOS was programmed successfully. Would you like to restart? Okay, now this is where I messed up. Once I did this, I thought there was no going back. I'm going to have to return my card and stuff until I started thinking creative. So we're going to restart my computer, and you'll see it's going to go BSOD on me. Alright, let's go. Alright, so it's going to start Windows, and it's going to go freeze on me here in a second once it loads the VGA settings. And there you have it. Alright, so now my card is successfully screwed. Now it's forming a memory dump. Alright, so now it's restarting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my computer right now. Alright, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so now that you've seen I've successfully messed up my video card, I got a BSOD on boot up. What I went ahead and did was, remember that old video card that I showed you? I went ahead and installed it in one of the auxiliary PCI slots. Remember, it's not PCIe 1X or 4X, it's just an old school PCI legacy slot. Alright, now what I'm going to have to do is go to my BIOS and change the video detection settings. Yours may or may not do it automatically, but mine, since it's an old Hewlett Packard, it's not necessarily going to do that for me. So what I'm going to do is, after I change the BIOS settings, is go from this card to this card, and I have to disconnect the connection. So what we'll do now is turn this over like that, make an earthquake. We'll go ahead and plug it back in, flip on the power switch, hit the power button. Alright, now this is me. Your mileage may vary. I have to do it this way. Like I said, it's old school. Yours may have an auto detect method. Alright, so we're entering my setup. Now we're going to advanced for me, and we're changing the primary video adapter from PCIe to PCI. Side note, if you have Crossfire enabled, you may need to take out your ribbons for it to detect as a single display if you're going to be just plugging your monitor into a different port while leaving all your cards in and not using a different one. Alright, so we're going to select PCI. Now we're going to exit saving changes. And now I'm going to turn off my computer again quickly while it doesn't post, and just unplug the video card that doesn't work, the cable to it, into the one that does work. Alright, so that's that. Turn it back on. Give it a second to post, which you just did. You saw the Trident blade logo there if you were paying attention. Alright, now it's going to be really, really slow since it is an old ass card. But it got the job done. Works for me. See, there it was BSOD'd. Alright, start normally. And it takes quite a while. And I'll be switching to screen caps here in a second. Just want to show you that it loads up and that it works as an auxiliary system. Alright, and we'll log in just for further verification. See, it takes forever. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter the screen cap mode, and I'll be able to give more detailed and annotated instructions. So I will be back once again. Right, so now that I have the video card flashed again, what I'm going to do is kind of in the reverse order now. So instead of intentionally messing it up now, as you've seen, I'm trying to get it back to normal. So I'm going to go back into my BIOS and again change my video boot method, which I will now do. See, I'm still detecting that old Trident video card, that old 8 megabyte one. Alright, so now we're going to load in this setup. And we're going to change, again, my boot, my graphic, my GUI boot, whatever you want to call it, to PCI Express. And if everything, if everything went well, then we shall see in the coming minutes. Alright, so exit and save changes, but before I do boot over into Windows, I'm going to need to turn it off quickly again, just so I can simply unplug that old video card to my new one. Again, see, no scam here. New card still in there, old card still in there. Alright, pan that down. Connect my old school monitor back up to my ridiculously fast 6870. Screw everything in because you don't want shit pins to bend and break and all that stuff, and then you have the RMA and you'll have to deal with Tiger Direct or Newegg or whoever you're dealing with. There's also a way you can avoid having to wait 2 weeks to get your bricked card back. Alright, so now I'm going to turn the computer back on. It's going to post. And if I did everything properly, it won't BSOD whenever I log on. It'll detect the display adapter again. I'll probably have to reconfigure a couple of things, but it's a heck of a lot better than having to return the card itself, that is for sure. Alright, see, yep, my resolution's back. It's configuring. And we're back. Again, links in the description for all the programs you'll need. And a shout out to some friends of mine on the website. Alright, there you go. That's how you flash the alternate way instead of using DOS.